Hello, it's my Eurovision 2024 very belated grand final review and reflections. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, or like, share and comment below. Now, it has been a very long time since I did a video, and I failed to do my kind of review of the, or my little post grand final video as I would normally have done or would normally try to do, and it's now the 29th of August that I'm recording this, and I thought, oh, it's almost the new Eurovision season, and we've got the announcement of the host city for Eurovision 2025 imminently. That will come as I'm recording. It will be tomorrow, but quite possibly by the time you watch this video it will already be decided. I will of course probably do a new Eurovision season video in due course, as well in early September as well. But I thought, oh well, I better get something, down for that. And I think one of the reasons why I haven't didn't do that recording was because I was down in London. I wasn't at home where I would normally be able to easily record and upload and edit, etc. And it was all it was quite a tense weekend in a way because of various things that were happening both at Eurovision, notably kind of the disqualification of the Netherlands that happened that had happened, and also just things that were going on kind of for my group of friends and the venue that we have a very close relationship that was going to be showing Eurovision, then wasn't going to be showing it, and then was showing it, and then there was a lot of stuff going on around just more widely in the LGBT community in South London, and with so yes, it was all quite sort of tense about what was going to happen. In the end, we had a really enjoyable party at my friends where I normally have, and yes, and all much sort of vino was imbibed by all, and I think we got a great result from the ultimately. I'm pleased to see that probably some of my favourites were at the very top of the scoreboard. Obviously we had Switzerland winning and Croatia second, so Nemo and Baby Lasagna. Now I had in my top, how many it was, in my 2024 top, I had Baby Lasagna and Room Team Take It In as my favourite, and I had Nemo and The Code as my second favourite. Slightly reversed, but I'm very happy for both of them, and I think they were both very happy as well. I think Baby Lasagna, won the televote. Although that was quite narrow, there were 3 songs that all did very well in the televote, whereas Nemo, they absolutely stormed the jury. They were a huge jury winner, and that was really what gave Nemo the edge. But I think a very deserved win, and perhaps overdue for Switzerland. It's been some time since they last won. And they have been working very hard towards this. Nemo gave one really, really strong performance, especially given some of the technical challenges of singing whilst on a rotating platform as well. So all credit to them. Really pleased as well that Ukraine did so well. I think people were undervaluing them coming into the contest. I'm certain that they were going to do really well, and they certainly did. And in fact they came third overall, and so France did very well, as I think we expected Slimane to do very well. Very much an established artist, and I think a lot of people were very, very happy that Bambi Thug for Ireland did so well. It's been a long time since Ireland did anywhere near that well at Eurovision, and Bambi Thug really brought something that was very authentic and different, and to sort of great success, and did well with both juries and televote as well. Bambi was able to get the votes from both sides. Put on a personal note, I really like Portugal, and so I was very pleased to see Portugal get yet another top 10 position. The UK jury gave Portugal 12 points, so well done UK jury on that one. Looking at some of the other countries a bit further down in the results, Germany did very well, or much better than people were expecting. Did well with the juries. Okay with the televote. They only got about 18 televotes, but the televote was one of those ways that the top few songs basically sucked up a great chunk of the points, and then kind of anything below the top few just weren't getting very many televote points. That's just somehow how it seems to work in the modern contest, that the most popular songs do kind of take up great chunks of the televote. And unfortunately for UK and for Ollie Alexander, that meant that there were no public votes left for him, getting 0 points, which is very frustrating. But given the sort of the background to it, and the fact that he's a very it was a really innovative staging. However, I think I've seen some people comment, and I probably agree with them, that perhaps the staging and the song didn't match up entirely. That it was a fairly mid-tempo, radio-friendly pop song, but the staging was very more daring, whereas Bambi Thug had a very out there song and out there performance, and it all fitted together. Maybe we would have better having, if we have a kind of a more sort of mainstream or radio friendly song, going how Germany and Latvia, who both did pretty well with kind of fairly straightforward and exciting, but fairly unadventurous stagings. But I don't think Ollie was too disappointed. Overall, the result was okay, and for UK terms, it's not been one of our worst results. I just think the sort of no public vote was a bit frustrating. I think there's some changes coming in the delegation for next year. I really hope it doesn't put our UK artists off. I think there's probably perhaps some lessons to be learned, as always, with these things. And you can't get it right it's very difficult to get it right. Sometimes it's just, you put all you think you could do all the things right, and it's still, it still might feel like a disappointing result. But I do think that, that staging was really spectacular, really innovative. I think perhaps we just need to be a little bit more bold with the song if we're going to do something like that with the staging. And then we had, in terms of coming last place, Norway, once again, last place, keeping up their record of the most last places. Quite surprising. I think a lot of the people in the fandom who loved this song, and it used to do very well in all of the sort of the fan polls, were sort of tracking very high, and then, like quite often happens, some of the fan favourites do not go down so well at actually Eurovision. They managed to get into the final, obviously, but they got a very low. They were low in the jury. They were third from bottom in the jury, and they were only second from bottom in the televote. So it's unsurprising that Norway ended up last again. But I am sure they will be back next year, and they've had a very great run of success as well. So that was a quick sort of reflection on the results. It's probably a little bit of a while ago for people to stretch their minds back to that. And now we look forward to Eurovision 2025. Of course, some of you may be looking forward to Junior Eurovision. That's something I don't think I will probably see this year, because the UK has withdrawn from Junior Eurovision. I just don't think it was getting the ratings, and I think they probably entered more because it was an obligation for their hosting in Liverpool. So yes, it's all steam ahead for Eurovision 2025. We will get the host city very soon, and also the kind of the venue. And I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing some confirmations of artists quite soon, because last year we did get some artists announcements very early on in the season, not the songs but the artists anyway. So I think that may be the same again this year. Belgium and Cyprus, I think, may be among the first to announce their artists. And we have a returning country as well. Montenegro, who have been out for a few years, are back, or will be back in 2025. So but we will await the full list of countries in due course. That will be announced a little bit later, I think. I'm not quite sure exactly when that will be, but I'm sure I will comment on that as and when that happens. But yeah, that's just a quick hello from me, just to show that I hadn't completely disappeared. And I will be back with further videos, I am sure, in the near future around. And also, if there's any news that pops up or anything of note, I will be back. So do stay tuned. Do please, if you haven't subscribed, or if you've unsubscribed, please do resubscribe, just to keep in touch with what I post. But that's all for now. We'll take care.